Billions of people believe in religion. They trust in gods, in scriptures, in systems that claim to hold the truth. But what if none of it was ever real? What if faith, spirituality, even modern atheism were all just different versions of the same illusion? What if every belief system is just another way to trap people into submission, comfort, and control? Today, I'm going to have a discussion with Priyansh about the biggest lie humanity has ever told itself. If religion is a scam, if spirituality is fake, if atheism is just another blind faith, then what's left? And more importantly, was truth ever real to begin with? Priyansh, billions of people believe in religion. But what if it was never about truth, just about control?
Might as well be. I mean, what even is religion if not institutionalized belief in spirituality? Let's break down religion to what it really is, and more so on its history. Where does religion stem from? I think back when we were not as civilized, when civilization itself did not exist, we were closer to the early caveman. Even then, there were concept of worshipping, right? You would worship powers that you don't understand. You would worship powers that feel stronger than you, because consciousness, once it's developed, it requires some sort of meaning in existence. And when you look at a sun and you don't understand where it is coming from, when you're looking at nature and you don't understand it, but you have the capacity of processing it, that is when some sort of belief in a higher power takes place. And over time, I guess it just became something which is more so codified and more so institutionalized, and that is basically what religion is.
Exactly. Religion started as a way to make sense of the unknown. Early humans saw forces they couldn't control: the sun, storms, death, existence itself, and they needed a framework to understand it. So they created gods, spirits, and rituals to give meaning to what they feared.
Sure.
But once people realized they could codify that belief,
Mm-hmm.
turn it into rules, traditions, and authority, it stopped being just about understanding. It became a system, a way to govern, control, and dictate how people live. So the real question is religion still about spirituality? Or is it just a tool that got too big to die? What?
Depends on which kind of religion you're talking about. Let's take the two biggest branches of religion that we have: the ancient religions, which stem from dharmic faiths. Even pagans and all of those people have similar faiths. Like, you start with worshipping nature, then you start with worshipping abstract concepts like time, like destruction, like creation, like preservation, and then you make it more and more abstract, maybe about energy, about nullness, about everything, and those aspects you're trying to enjoy. Then that is one branch of particular religions. I guess Hinduism falls under that, Zoroastrianism falls under that, to an extent even Buddhism, the Tantric Buddhism aspect comes under that, Shintoism comes under that, and then there is the New Age religion, which is basically people of the books, the Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. These have commandments. These have an omnipotent, omniscient, great as hell God who controls everything, who has all the power in the world, and who has given you five rules, and you have to follow those 5 or 10 rules, and people enforce those onto you. These are more so basically the, what do you call, the training wheels of spirituality, in the sense that they're not even spirituality. That is just a form of governance. I feel.
That's the key difference. The first type of religion, the dharmic, the pagan, the abstract, was about exploration. It was about trying to understand reality and align yourself with it. These religions didn't enforce a single truth. They let people experience and interpret. But the second type, the commandment-based religions, they weren't built for exploration. They were built for obedience. They gave people a rule book, a hierarchy, a structure. They took spirituality and turned it into law. So if one form of religion was about seeking and the other was about submission, then the real question is, did modern religion kill spirituality? Well, and
Yes, even religions of ancient times like Hinduism, which has survived, even the modern Zen practice, the modern so-called spirituality practice, and this free-spirited spirituals, they are one of two things. Either these are people who don't believe in anything. These are vague people who are just throwing around terms to feel good about themselves and justify their behaviors, or these are people who have been institutionalized. Hell, so Hinduism is probably the oldest religion in the world, and yet, what is the modern Hindu if not an Abrahamic in disguise? A modern Hindu is worshipping idols. A modern Hindu is believing in a benevolent, super powerful deity. A modern Hindu is going for, a modern mainstream Hindu is going for bhakti. And even people who believe in tantra and even people who believe in all those practices are at the end of the day, everyone is falling into submission. Everyone is falling into rules. So either you completely blindly follow rules, or you don't believe in anything and you're using religion or more so spirituality as a retroactive justification for your actions. Both are wrong, and both is the reality of this world. People have two choices at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, it doesn't matter if you're a Christian, it doesn't matter if you're a Jew, a Hindu, a Buddhist, whatever the hell you are. You are either going to follow the so-called dogma of submission, of just closing your hands together, bowing your head for some imaginary deity. Either you're going to follow that and follow the rules and regulations of that, or you don't believe in anything and you are a so-called free spiritual who is just going to use religion as a retroactive means of justifying their hedonism.
So, no matter what path people take, whether it's blind submission to rules or this do whatever feels right spirituality, they both lead to the same failure. The first path? Submission. You stop thinking, you follow rules set by people long dead. You trade away real exploration for comfort, obedience, and structure. The second path? Self-justification. You don't seek truth, you just pick and choose whatever sounds good, whatever makes you feel special. Spirituality becomes an aesthetic, a fashion statement, not an actual pursuit of understanding. So if both paths are traps, if modern religion is dead and modern spirituality is fake, then the real question is, was there ever a real path to begin with? Or was it all just human delusion from the start?
I mean,
Or
I mean, even if you consider it all to be human delusion, I'll give you another perspective. What leaves you if you're not a free spiritual, if you're not a follower of religion? What is the next part? Atheism, materialism, agnosticism. Is that the path? Agnosticism is the stupidest of all. Just throwing your hands together in the air and being like, I don't know, and you feel like you're some sort of high and superior person for believing that. No, you're just admitting that you don't know. That is not growth. That is just facing reality and doing nothing about it. And atheism and materialists, they say that they believe in truth, that they believe in skepticism, that they believe in factual hard evidence, yet they ignore things that do not fall under their they also do not believe in things. They completely ignore concepts that they don't feel. People have spiritual experiences. You just throw around terms like genetics, you just throw around terms like schizophrenia, you just throw around terms like hallucinations every single time in order to justify things that you cannot understand. If there is a phenomena you don't understand, you don't go and look into it. You completely and utterly just throw it away. Why is there no study on placebo? Why is placebo something that we don't understand in modern context of how cause and effect work? Why are we not able to look into it? Why are people not actively studying it? It is magical. It is weird. It doesn't seem to make sense. Yet materialists and people and scientists are ignoring that concept. Why is that? Why, when faced with a challenge, it does not matter if you're a religious person, a free spiritual, or a materialist? Every single one of these people, when faced with a challenge to their belief, they do not completely accept it and do something about it. No, you know what they do? They try and explain it away. They try and turn their eyes away from it. Everyone just wants to believe in a dogma, a different dogma.
that's it. Everyone has a dogma. It doesn't matter if you worship a god, believe in energy, or trust science. Everyone is just following a script. Religious people submit to their scriptures. Spiritual people submit to their feelings. Materialists submit to their formulas. And the second something doesn't fit their worldview, they don't question themselves. They question reality. They ignore, they justify, they twist, because no one actually wants the truth. They just want a framework that makes them feel safe. So if every belief system, religion, spirituality, atheism, materialism, is just another illusion, then the real question is truth even possible? Or are humans incapable of seeing reality for what it really is? On
The question isn't about capability. The question is about desire. The question isn't if I am able to see truth. The question is, do I even want to? Because someone who wants to is going to question their own beliefs, their own biases. Whenever they feel convinced by something, the immediate reaction they should have is to look holes into it. Maybe they'll never reach the absolute truth. Maybe there is no absolute truth. Maybe they won't make a framework that makes sense all the time. But the fact that they're using their human faculties to question, to know, and to want to find truth is real truth in the first place. To remove yourself from dogma, to not follow dogma, is the true essence of humanity, is the true essence of a man, and it is the true essence of a human being. This is my conception of the true human.
And that might just be the only real truth left. Not God, not science, not spirituality, just the will to question. The true human isn't the one who believes the right thing, because there may never be a right thing. The true human is the one who never stops questioning, who never allows themselves to be trapped by dogma, who refuses to submit to illusion. Maybe there is no final answer. Maybe there is no grand truth waiting at the end of the road. But the act of walking that road, refusing to settle, refusing to turn away, maybe that's what makes someone truly human. Because the second you stop questioning, the second you accept something just because it feels right or convenient or safe, you've already lost. War.
Yes, and therefore the only question that I'm left with if I follow my own paradigm of a true human is even if this concept of true human is true in the first place.
Exactly. Because if you truly follow your own paradigm, if you truly refuse to submit to any belief, any framework, any absolute, then even your own definition of a true human must be questioned. And that's the paradox. The moment you accept this idea as truth, you've already fallen into the same trap as everyone else. So, maybe the only way to truly live as a true human is to never be sure that you are one. Hut.
Yeah, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure of anything.
Religion, spirituality, science, every belief system claims to hold the truth. But the moment you accept a system without question, you've already trapped yourself. Maybe truth isn't found in gods or formulas. Maybe it isn't even found in answers. Maybe the only real truth is the will to question everything, including yourself. Because the second you stop questioning, you've already lost. And in the end, patterns are everywhere.